I thought, why don't I make your day better and bless you with tons of extreme degenerate propaganda?
Why does that one have a comb stuck in his hair? That doesn't seem like workplace.
No, that's racist. Don't call them a nibbling. These people are telling you to go home. They're not home. They're telling you the hospitals are full. We're in a deadly pandemic. They're catching each other and doing backflips in a riverbed.
A flu, a cold that, I think all of us in this room have had and survived.
I survived.
Yeah.
And all I got was this stupid t-shirt.
Yeah.
And we need to roast this stuff. And I hope that you guys would share this video with a few people. On that dark note, cancel culture, this SJW started coming out in the development. We thought it was kind of funny. And you remember that this entire show started as a comedy show that was just for the point of roasting people who had been indoctrinated with anti-Trump propaganda. And we essentially just went around America and just trolled stupid people who were brainwashed.
They literally making a new language and then canceling out other languages, canceling out anything that has words that are gendered and blah, 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 and making a new language.
Yeah, Trump's a fascist. His big head tells me so.
They wanted to kill us.
That was such a funny time. That was so funny. Wow.
Oh, that was such good times. So we had time to actually do real graphics. You can turn that off. Okay, we're done. I didn't make you look like an idiot. You made yourself look like an idiot because you are.
You didn't cut it where you made them say something different. You just said, hey, what are you out here doing? Tell me about this. Tell me why you're here. And they just went for it. And you just go, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Some of the things people said. And it was funny because you thought that like at some point they're going to catch on that they look like a fool or like that they have no idea that what they're talking about. But I guess they never did.
Savannah, we have really bad videos coming up.
So many bad videos. Oh gosh.
I'm not gonna even tell you some of the stuff we found while looking at this. There's some stuff that's illegal that we saw too.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I saw some really bad stuff, including I saw a lesbian that was naked painting her nipples green. It was really gross. But let's talk about, okay, so let's talk about the progression of this though. So the reason why the propaganda is bad is because let's look at a movement that shows you the progression of it, right? Let's talk about this obsession with period. Left-wing influencers have a weird obsession with bodily discharge that it's like beyond normal.
Okay, this is the thing. Specifically feminists, I would say, are obsessed with trying to normalize normal things. The reason we don't talk about periods is because it's kind of gross.
You don't need to wear tampons, right? This is the propaganda. You can free bleed.
I don't want to look at this anymore, but I have to look at it again as we go through this show today.
I'm not even Catholic. I feel like we need to go talk to a priest after this.
Genuinely.
Oh, no.
For the things that we've seen. And
none of those people there look like a person. All of not one of those people look like a people.
And most of these people seem to be T people, which we can't say the real word. Well, first of all, I want to make this point. When people say trans people, they said this, that shows you that this is not normal. This propaganda, it's not like there's just weird people. And people always ask me, are you okay living in a liberal society where people have the right to do this stuff? I used to be more like neoliberal in that regard. Like I used to be like,
just like whatever, anyone do whatever you want.
Like that's gross, but do it.
Yeah.
But now I'm realizing we can't live in a society where they just do what they want. From my understanding, they're just people. But if you have to give yourself a title like trans people, this is not the way that God created the world. People say, don't you just want them to have the freedom?
Right.
I'm starting to get to the point where, no, I don't want them to have the freedom to do these things, that this is not a mark of being a woman. There was a time when having a period was almost like celebrated in the fact that you became a woman, right?
You can get pregnant now.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, you're actually a woman. And, and you could maybe even get married. More on the based factor continually further on and further till I'm going, these people, this shouldn't be allowed.
Well, that's such a good point because you're totally right where it's like, oh yeah, you want to post pictures of your periods or whatever, I don't care. Or you want to be a tea person, I don't care. But you're so right where it's not just like them doing their own thing in their own little world. They're now coming to us and going, no, you have to think that it's beautiful and that my period is actually really cool and you have to like it. And you also have to call me by these made up words called zim, zibbling, all this stuff. And it's like, if they were just wanted to do their own things, no one cares. No one cares. In fact, no one wants to know.
Right.
I'm starting to get to the point where no, I don't want them to have the freedom to do these things.
But when you start coming to us and making us engage in your silly games, we don't want to do that. Stop. So it is affecting us, and it's not like they can just go and do it themselves. They have to force it on us and force us to be a part of it and play pretend with them.
COVID.
Oh my gosh.
All right. But we also know that the Mandalorian star, Gina Carano, was fired for comparing the hatred and the way that people are demonizing conservatives to the way that the Holocaust ended up happening and the demonization of Jews.
Beep, bop, boop.
She put beep bop boop
in her bio as her pronouns, and that's why they got so mad.
Call me.
We did consider Zilly low, but just like, oh my god, like you're effing making up words right now.
Well, these people are freaking losers. They're pathetic too.
I mean, what is society nowadays?
Exactly. What the hell is society? But if her name was Zaza and she free bled
If she
out of
had
her
a couple
implanted
nibblings,
penis.
Yeah. Okay.
A couple of nibblings. Unplug. I want to listen to some worship music. It really helps me to connect with God. Maybe you have your favorite songs that help you to escape. You want something that's good quality. You want something that doesn't have wires, something that fits well, that's water resistant. You know, some of the mainstream brands of headphones they're really expensive. It doesn't even make sense. But I don't think they have the ability to be free. They want us to be slaves to their newfound religion and cult.
Clown boys.
We're our clown pill.
You know, can you imagine a little kid like teaching a little kid like, hey, do not hit your friends.
Oh,
yeah.
And you know, like it's just something gross that's publicly out there. I can't even open up my DMs from you in front of my kids because I don't know if it's going to be a serious question or like a picture of like a naked fat trans person like floating in space or something like.
Yeah.
Like he goes, it's just gross. I found my final brain cell died when I watched this. I couldn't even read that word.
Okay, this video was totally against dyslexic people like myself who don't know how to read. So of them trying to be super inclusive, they actually left out some people who can't read very well. So
I don't even know what's going on right now.
you know how they say like
what?
Before you talk about disabled people, you're supposed to say a person with a disability rather than a disabled person because you have to put them as a person before their disability, right? It's just this whole thing.
We have so many genders.
I would just use the person's name.
I filmed a video of a kid looking at a naked man's penis. Tolerant
What
stuff.
was your life before I joined this show?
Oh, we got in so much trouble. We were known as a homophobic show. They literally like stuck their hands up someone's butt. I know this is gross for people listening. Sorry,
Yeah,
Grandma.
this is-
But they're actually just breed degeneracy. And if you actually go to these events or you see these people in real life and how they behave and act, they're hypersexualized. They have no respect for children. They sexualize kids. I filmed a video of a kid looking at a naked man's penis, and this is like it's not good. It's like cancer in our society. I filmed a video of a kid looking at a naked man's penis. At least 80 million of us in this country don't want that.
Yeah.
They're gonna try
This
to.
is where it's developing. It's developing here in the U.S. It's not developing in.
Pick a country, any country.
It's not developing anywhere else. But look,
Any other country.
but look, this is serious. They're coming after our faith. We need to overcome this idea that all of this stuff, degeneracy, is a sin. Like we got to make sure that phrase is just a piece of history, and that we call it out, and that we shame people who still think that any of these decisions are sin.
That's not for me.
And also, that's not good for our country.
Yeah.
We're going to fight them. We're going to come against them
Wow.
so that you can no longer call this morally wrong.
That's wrong. I believe that that's morally wrong.
I filmed a video of a kid looking at a naked man's penis.
Hey, no. You need to change your mind about that. It's actually really good for kids to see
And say thank
grown
you at
men's
the end.
junk.
After I
And
correct
then
you,
say,
thank you.
thank you.
I'll help you pay it back.
I'll help you pay it back.
Okay, COVID. Sorry. I'm not a dad yet. That's to say, guys, Gunter, our dog's in the ER right now. It perhaps should not be permitted. I would say, actually, you shouldn't be, people can do whatever they want to their bodies, but it should definitely not be promoted. I'll say that, because we just want our country to be whole, healthy, and spiritually together. And I'm not even a perfect guy myself. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I filmed a video of a kid looking at a naked man's penis. Stop living in the past. Stop living in like, oh my gosh, I did some bad thing. The way that I'm going to cope with the fact that I have struggles or I have problems is that I'm going to get other people sucked into them as well.
What the heck did you do to F up so badly? Men, listen to me. Boys, listen to me. Stop listening to feminists. Stop letting women push you around, telling you what to do, anything. Stop it. Your daughter is going to end up chopping her boobs off. So please. Elijah, that's all I've got to say about that. I could have worded that better, but I think everyone gets the point. Like, we desperately, this society desperately needs its young men.
I'm just throwing my script and I'm out.